Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Corgett, and I'm one of the retirement advisors here at the Retirement Group. I want to thank you all for joining us this afternoon, and hopefully you had a great week. I want to finish it up by providing you with some good information, I believe, on one of the pillars of a solid retirement plan, and that's Social Security. I'll get into that in a moment, but I just want to let you know that for over 30 years, we at the Retirement Group have been working with uh, Fortune 100 and 500 companies all over the United States, helping their employees achieve a successful and happy retirement. That is our goal. We have, amongst other things, these on-demand webinars, both live and recorded, our retirement guides for all the specific employers that we work with, AT&T, Caterpillar, ExxonMobil, Chevron, all the utility companies, the pharmas, the airlines as well. We've got retirement guides for all of you. So please reach out to our office at 1-800-900-5867 or at info@theretirementgroup.com to request this information. You may also go to our website, theretirementgroup.com, and sign up to receive all of these things. Look through our flip book or our what we call our ebook library as well. Check out our blog, sign up for our newsletters, a lot of great information. But as I said, today I want to talk about Social Security. And one final thing, and I forgot to mention, is that please remember, we are not affiliated with or employed by any of the employers that we do a lot of work with. We just work with those employees, and we are very knowledgeable about all of your benefit programs. So we believe we can do a great job in helping you to achieve a happy and successful retirement. With that said, let's get into today's presentation. We spend a lot of time as advisors talking about the pillars of a successful retirement. Primarily, we talk about pensions and your savings, your 401ks, IRAs, and other brokerage accounts out there. But today we're going to talk about Social Security, because Social Security has just as important a role in your retirement as these other options do as well. Now, you have a little bit more control over your pension and obviously what you save for your retirement. And I always like to say the difference between an average retirement and a successful or excellent retirement is what you do for yourself, and that is what you save for yourself. But Social Security does have a little bit of control, and we'll talk a little bit about how Social Security is determined. But essentially, you have Social Security benefits that are available to you between the ages of 62, which is early retirement, all the way up through age 70. Now, by 70, if you haven't started your Social Security, it will start automatically. And we'll talk about the benefits and the detriments of both starting early versus waiting till later in life. And much of this is going to depend upon your own situation, number one, financially, but also when you choose to retire. Now, we retire people as young as 50 and 55 years old for many of the companies that we work with, okay? So that's obviously even sooner than you'd be eligible for Social Security. Again, depending on how strong your personal situation is, will dictate whether you need to start your Social Security earlier rather than waiting for a larger benefit later on in your retirement. For most people that retire earlier than 62, they will have a tendency to start their Social Security early because they need it more than they want it. And that's the key. They need it more than they want it. So much of it will depend. Now, if you're 62 years old and you're retiring, or 65 years old and retiring, or like a client that I have who just retired was 69 years old and is going to wait till he's 70 to start his benefits, well, it's obviously he worked until he was 69. So why not wait until he's 70 and max out his benefit, which we'll talk about. But again, keeping in mind that your own personal situation will dictate when you would choose to start your Social Security, much like when you would choose to start your pension, as well as starting to take from your savings plan. All right. Some of the things you need to consider are your full retirement age and the benefits calculations, whether you want to wait till the future or start your benefits now. How long is your life expectancy? Let me touch on that here just a moment. If you choose to start your benefits early, age 62, versus normal retirement for someone like me, which is age 67, all right, there is a crossover or a benefit age in the future. And what I mean by that is you start early, you're going to get a smaller benefit. If you wait, you'll get a larger benefit. The cost of waiting usually is typically between the ages of 78 and 80 years old. If you get to live that long, you would have benefited by waiting. But who knows if you're going to live to be 78 or 78 or 80 years of age, okay? So look at your family history, how healthy are you? These are some of the things you're going to want to consider when you start your pension, you start your spending from your savings, as well as you starting your Social Security benefits. Also, do you want to continue to work after you retire from your primary job? And working, if you've not reached full retirement age, will affect Social Security benefits. You got to keep that in mind. Other sources of income, income taxes, so on and so forth. What is your full retirement age? Well, for the most of us, it's somewhere between 66 and 67. If you're born in 55, it's 66 and 2 months, so on and so forth, as you could see through this chart. If you're born in 1960 or later, which is what I am, it's going to be age 67. I just talked to a client this morning who is 65 and knows he can't start his Social Security until 66 and 2 months of age. So please mark this down if you were curious. These are your full retirement ages. How are your benefits calculated? Well, essentially, the Social Security Administration is going to look at your best 35 years of compensation. Now, most of us will work more than 35 years. So they'll look at the best 35 years, which are probably most of the last years of your employment. And they'll take that, they'll index it, they'll apply a formula to it, and that will determine what your benefits are at your full retirement age. All right, so keep that in mind. If you choose to leave early, yes, there is a discount. Now let's talk about full retirement at age 67. For every year that you choose to start your Social Security benefits early, it's a 6% reduction in your benefits, up to a potential reduction in benefits of 30%. So if you start at 62, your benefit will be approximately 30% less than your full retirement benefits at age 67. But again, too, you will have been collecting benefits for 5 full years and hopefully full benefits. The alternate is true if you choose to wait. Now, waiting has even more benefit. As I said earlier, it's a 6% reduction if you choose to start prior to age 67. It's an 8% increase in your benefit at 68, 69, and 70 years of age. So that's a huge benefit. The maximum retirement benefit at age 70 is just shy of $4,000 a month if you paid into the system at the max rate. So 62 to age 70, it is a big deal. Oops, sorry. And the difference between 62 and age 70 is over 45%. So a lot of it will depend on when you retire and what you've done for yourself and what your pension looks like and your savings. But also consider 1 in 3 retirees are going to live to age 90, and 1 in 7 of us will live to be age 95. So some of us are going to live long. 1 in 4 retirees at 65 today will live to be between 90 and 95 years old. And there's a good chance you and or your spouse could live beyond your life expectancy, which right now for females is age 88, basically, and for men it's age 85. Okay, keep that in mind. Another thing is, do you want to continue to work? Well, if you choose to work and you start your Social Security benefits early, your benefits could actually be away from you. And there's a formula that applies, and the limits on earned income are pretty stingy, I'm going to say. It's just shy of $18,000 this year. If you get beyond $18,000 in part-time income, you will begin to lose your Social Security benefits. Now, if you reach full retirement age, when you reach full retirement age, it doesn't matter how much you earn. You could take your Social Security benefits and you will not. Now, they will be taxable, and depending on how much you earn from both your passive income, i.e. your pension and your investments, and active income, like a part-time job, wherever it might be, hopefully not a Walmart greeter, but my goal is to be a golf course marshal so I can play golf for free. But that income, all of those lumped together will impact on how much your Social Security benefits are taxable in the future. And then finally, let's talk a little bit about your spouse and survivor benefits. How you choose to take your benefits will definitely have an impact on your spouse. Now, if your spouse has their own earnings history, they potentially could have their own Social Security benefit, which could exceed their guaranteed retirement benefit, which is half of your benefit. Now, hopefully you got all that, okay? So you've got your husband and your wife, or vice versa. One's a primary household earner and the other one's a secondary household earner, or was a homemaker their whole lives raising the kids, all right? Each one, if they've got 40 quarters paid in 10 years, they will be entitled to their own Social Security benefit. And they can take it early. They can choose to wait to take their spousal retirement benefit later on in life, which could be larger when their spouse starts their Social Security, all right? And keeping in mind that the surviving spouse will generally get either their own benefit or the greater of that benefit and the spouse's benefit. Husband or wife, larger benefit more than likely will be what they inherit when their spouse dies. Also, you have to keep in mind that they do jump up to their spouse's benefit, but then they lose their own benefit while after their spouse is gone. So there's a lot of different ways to look at this. And again, I'll say this, everyone's situation is unique. Everyone, all right? I've read books that are this thick on Social Security, the best way to take it, how to take it, the taxations on taking it, all the different rules and regulations. I mean, it's amazing how unique it is to each individual or individual couple. So obviously, as you're nearing Social Security, as well as nearing retirement during Social Security, it's a discussion that we will definitely want to have, and we could do some Social Security planning, run a Social Security analysis for you. We have many of the tools to do just that, and I think you'll find it very beneficial. So the choice is yours. Do you need income today, or can you afford to wait and get income, larger income from Social Security in the future? It's a decision that you obviously have time to make, but once you make it, it's irrevocable. You cannot change it. I want to point out, I'm a huge fan of signing up for what's called My Account at the Social Security's website, ssa.gov or socialsecurity.gov. You may remember for years we used to receive those trifolds in the mail on various birth dates. Well, they seldom mail them out. They do still mail some out, I believe at age 60 and at age 65, and maybe at 62 as well. But now you can go in and review your Social Security payment history and look at what your potential retirement benefits will look like, survivor benefits, as well as disability benefits. You can also make sure that the administration has your earnings history correct, because there is a time frame where if you exceed that time frame, you can't go back and correct it. And it does happen, trust me. It does happen. So definitely go on to the website and sign up for what's called, again, My Account. You'll have fun doing it if you haven't done it already, because some of the questions they'll ask you for security reasons will really bring back memories from your past. And I won't go into like your first dog's name, but the first street that you lived on, your first home mortgage, where it was from. All right. So again, definitely do that. And finally, I want to say that I mentioned all of our resources. Maybe the most important one is, let us put together our retirement cash flow analysis. It's a snapshot of your potential retirement, whether it's a month from now, a year from now, 5 or 10 years from now. It's very valuable. It can be very helpful. It looks at all of your assets, all of your income opportunities. We'll take them all into account, as well as your spouses, if they have some as well. It's a complimentary service, and we will integrate your Social Security benefits into this analysis. Let us do one of those. Call our office again at 1-800-900-5867, and one of the advisors, like myself, will get in touch with you. I want to wish you again, thank you for coming out and joining me today, and have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you all soon.